Did you know that you don't have to mount an expedition to an uninhabited island to find a treasure? A treasure trove can be waiting for you right in your home or its surroundings. And in a former pub, you can even find an unusual amulet from a witch. This is Infinity, and in this episode, I'll show you 10 unexpected finds that were discovered in the most unexpected places. Being a builder is quite interesting. In addition to a paycheck, you can sometimes find various gifts in the premises being repaired. This happened to Bob Kitts, who, while renovating a house, discovered an unexpected find. I'm talking about $182,000 hidden in the wall of the bathroom. Bills tied with rubber bands dated back to the days of the Great Depression. Bob decided to appropriate the money for himself, but he didn't succeed. When the landlady found out, she claimed that the find was on her property, so the money should belong to her. Fair enough. In fact, the landlady even offered Bob a bonus of 10% of what he found. But Bob turned out to be greedy and started insisting on 40%. In the end, the case went to court. It was written about in the newspaper, and Bob received much less than the landlady had offered him. All he had to do was tame his temper. An unusual creature. In 2009, an interesting video was uploaded to the internet. It shows something strange living in a sewer in North Carolina. The creepy, throbbing blob made quite a stir on the internet and scared a lot of people. You can say that again. You would expect to see dirt, garbage, water, rats, but not something like this in the sewers. And what is it? An incipient monster? An alien creature? Or something that cannot be described at all? Unfortunately, or fortunately, it turned out to be much simpler than that. The blob in the sewer is just a mass of wriggling worms. As the scientists found out, the video depicts sewage worms, a species of worms. As a rule, this species lives at the bottom of silted, standing ponds, but sometimes it gets into sewers, scaring the locals. Did you know that there are various time capsules scattered all over the world? Their contents can be very different, and the capsules themselves are found in basements, houses, schools, yards, and even in ordinary fields. For example, last year, Kirk Mathis, an American from Barrie, New York, found a strange time capsule in the middle of a field. The capsule turned out to be a mysterious metal safe. There was a note attached to the safe that read, "If you can open, you can have what's inside." Word of the mysterious safe spread so quickly that soon there was a crowd on the field. Everyone wanted to open the safe and take the content. Kirk even had to call the police to disperse the onlookers. No one in the crowd and Kirk himself managed to open the safe. Kirk even said that he didn't want to open the time capsule because his intuition told him not to open it. By the way, it's interesting that the safe weighed about 250 kilograms, which means that it was transported to the field by special vehicles. What do you think's in that safe? Money? Valuable papers? Rare ancient artifacts? Or is it just empty? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned to see other, even more unexpected and unusual finds discovered in the most unexpected places.
Hey.
What or who can you bump into while walking your dog? Another dog owner? A toy lost by someone in the woods? Or maybe a useless thing your dog can find? And how about an entire treasure trove? Sounds crazy, but sometimes it happens. Recently, a married couple from California who wished to remain anonymous was walking their dog in the neighborhood of their home when they suddenly noticed a rusty can sticking out of the ground. For some reason, the couple decided to take a closer look at the can. It was a decision that changed their lives. The can contained a huge number of antique U.S. gold coins in denominations of $5, $10, and $20. All the coins that were in the cans were dated from 1847 to 1894 and had a total face value of $28,000. After taking the coins to appraisal, the couple found out that the coins were genuine and that their total present value was a fortune. This turned out to be true. Soon the couple put the coins up for auction, from which they were sold for an incredible $10 million. And although the couple had to pay a hefty tax, they still got rich. What could be better than finding antique coins? How about finding a whole diamond? Sounds like a good prospect to me. However, it's almost impossible to find such a jewel in an unexpected place, but some people are lucky. For example, bank employee Kevin Kennard was lucky. In 2020, the bank clerk walking through the crater of Diamond State Park in Arkansas, USA, stumbled upon an incredible find. Yes, the location may not be the most unexpected, But that's not what's important. What's important is that Kevin found a record-breaking 9-carat diamond. At first, Kennard mistook the diamond for a shard of glass, but saved it to check later. A few hours later, he went to a specialist to evaluate the gem. The specialist confirmed that Kevin had managed to find the real diamond, which was the largest of all diamonds found in Crater of Diamonds State Park. As Kevin says, he never imagined that something like this would ever happen. And now he advises all people to carefully check all finds because you never know how it might turn out. Okay, diamonds and coins are certainly interesting, but what about truly unexpected finds that are even hard to believe? There are some in this episode, and one of them will make you reconsider your love of drinks in cans. In 2018, in the state of Arkansas, Josh Henley bought a can of Red Bull at a gas station. Josh forgot the purchase in his car where it stayed overnight. The next morning, he decided to drink the energy drink, but when he opened the can, he was in for an unpleasant surprise. Taking a sip, Henley heard that there was something inside, so he decided to pour out the content and take a look at the suspicious object. Inside turned out to be a mouse. Josh even captured the process of opening the can because he thought no one would believe him. No one knows how the tiny animal could be in the can, but after the video appeared on the internet, the Red Bull representatives claims that it's impossible for foreign objects to get into the product. Either they're wrong or they're lying. As for Josh's story, it teaches us that it's better not to drink out of cans, but pour them into a glass. If you're against your children or younger siblings digging in the yard, you might want to reconsider it, because sometimes children manage to dig up something incredible. For example, in 1978, children playing in the backyard of a house in Los Angeles dug up an entire car. To be more precise, the children only stumbled upon the roof of the car, and the find itself was removed from the ground by the police officers who arrived on the scene. The car was not a cheap piece of junk, but a Ferrari Dino 264 GTS in good condition. Now, it's possible to buy such a Ferrari for several $100,000, but how did such a cool car happen to be underground at all? As it turned out, the car owner hired thieves to steal and sink it somewhere far away. Thus, the owner wanted to get an insurance payout for the car. Apparently, the thieves liked the car, so they decided not to sink it, but buried it in order to sell it later. Well, the plan didn't work out. Repair is an unpredictable thing. You never know what can go wrong, or what secrets of the house or apartment may be revealed during the work. For example, not so long ago, a family from the US was renovating an apartment and discovered an unexpected find. After removing the carpet in one of the rooms, they found a giant board, or rather a field, for the game of Monopoly drawn on the floor by the previous owners. It's hard to tell how many times bigger this field is than a standard Monopoly playing board, but judging by the size of the squares, you can use real people here instead of chips. It was impossible to find out who drew this field and why. Maybe it's not that important. Besides, a lot of people liked the huge field, including the relatives of that family, who began to persuade them not to paint over the floor Monopoly, but instead to keep it so they could play it themselves someday. Would you play that kind of Monopoly with your friends? You may never have heard of such an object as a witch bottle, but in the 16th to 18th centuries, such bottles were popular. They were small vessels filled with teeth, pins, nails, scraps of cloth, and various liquids. Such bottles were used to ward off evil spirits and sorcery. It would seem that such an ancient object can hardly be found nowadays, but no. Last year, a witch bottle was found in an unexpected place, on the grounds of a former pub and inn in the British town of Watford. The bottle was found by builders who were about to dismantle a chimney. People who believed in witches and spells often left such vessels in hearths and chimneys because these places were believed to be responsible for the entry of evil spirits into the home. Imagine you're walking along the beach and suddenly you see a strange ball in the sand that looks like something alien, or at least cosmic. Such a ball was discovered this year by a tourist from Great Britain when she was walking along one of the Harbor Island beaches. The ball had inscriptions in Russian engraved on it. But what does it mean? Could it be that aliens have learned Russian? In fact, the find, though unusual, is quite understandable. Having studied the object, space experts concluded that it's a high-pressure tank, the part of an upper stage that launches a spacecraft into orbit. However, it's unknown how exactly it ended up on the beach. Perhaps it was washed ashore because space debris is often dumped into the ocean. That's all, guys. What was the most unexpected thing you found in an unexpected place? Let me know and share your stories in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you later.